Hey everybody! So last week I did a video on energy drinks, and this video is going to be kind of similar but with alcohol. Two videos I would never have thought I would have done, but also two things I never thought I would be having every day. And I mentioned the energy drinks because it all kind of started the same with both the energy drinks and the alcohol, and with both of them I was just shocked at the difference. I really didn't feel like it would be a big deal. So at this point I haven't drank in probably 5 or 6 weeks, but before that it started slow, just like getting a beer on a more stressful day just to kind of relax and chill out, kind of just turn my mind off and just relax at home. It was never more than a beer or two, maybe on the weekends a few. And even before that, it started out with I would only have it on my days off, and I'd have a couple beers, and then it was, well, I'll have one during the week, and it was just like the energy drinks, one of these things that just slowly happened and slowly increased until I was just having a beer every day, and I would just go and get like a single beer and bring it home and have that beer, and it just turned into something where I would go on a walk, go to the grocery store, grab a beer, and come home, and I realized now that a big part of me enjoying that was just I enjoy going on walks, and that was giving me dopamine and making me feel good, and then I would get the beer, and it was just part of the process. And one of the biggest reasons I started was just that I don't like to need something every day, just like the energy drinks, and so I didn't want to feel like I needed to drink beer every day or have it be something that I did have every day. And then spending $50 a month on energy drinks and then spending $50 a month on alcohol, that starts to add up. So alcohol, after the energy drinks, alcohol was just kind of the next thing of like, well, it'd be another $50 a month at least. When we would go out to eat, I'd get a beer, and that's $5 to $7, and sometimes $2 on my days off. And so it's just one of those things that they just kind of snuck up on me and continued to increase. And I didn't like that, and I didn't want that to continue. And I had kind of tried not drinking a time or two, and I would not drink, and then I would kind of like feel forced like I wasn't. So all of that kind of led to, and the saving the money is, I just started buying like a 25 pack, and then I would have a couple beers every night. And that's when I realized, one, how much money I'm spending, two, that I'm having this every single day. And so I just hit this breaking point where I kind of kept trying. And there's a lot of reasons that I quit drinking. A big one of those just being having a child, a 6-month-old, and just seeing that he didn't like it. And that was instantly just like okay for me. I don't want to do this. And then there's kind of like a few times I didn't. I'd only go out and do it, and then finally I just wanted to be done, and I wasn't really sure what I was gonna do. I still had 4 beers in the fridge, and I just decided I'm not gonna have any. And about 2 weeks passed like that, and just kind of a few strange encounters happened. So I quit drinking for a few days, and then I actually heard that something had happened with someone that I knew, relating to alcohol, and kind of a bad experience that wouldn't have happened if alcohol didn't. So I heard that, and I went, well, geez, I've already quit drinking for a few days. Let's just keep this going on. And about a week later, I was kind of thinking, maybe I'll have a beer. And a mentor said to me, kind of unrelated, I didn't even mention that I wasn't drinking, and he said one of his friends quit drinking a year and a half ago, and he had drank a lot before that, and he told him, you should stop drinking for about a few months, because it just makes everything better, and everything's more clear and funner, and it just makes everything better. And so he's like, all right. So then he decided 8 months later to try it, and he hadn't drank for 8 months, and he was telling me about it, and he's like, it's really true. And he was just talking about how he would think, would this make this situation better? And so then I started just kind of thinking, because I was already thinking about having a beer, and he told me that, and I'm like, all right, I'm not going to have one. And then another few days go by, and then I was kind of thinking about having one, and I went, would having a beer make this better, this experience? And I went, no, it wouldn't. I would. One night I was out with family at my favorite restaurant that I love getting a beer at, and I went, would this make this experience better? And I realized, no, it wouldn't make it better. I just want to be here with my family completely engaged. I don't want to get I don't want to take that step back that alcohol has you do. The thing that had been wanting alcohol to do, to allow me to take a step back from work, I realized I don't want that. I want to be completely involved. So anyway, that one happened, and then, another week passed, and I went, well, I'm almost getting to like 20 days here, and I went, well, maybe I would like to have a beer with tacos. I think that beer and tacos, that sounds amazing. I'm going to have a beer. And made the tacos, did everything, ate it, and I completely forgot to have a beer. And I'm glad I did. And the final thing that happened is I saw someone who had months before been a completely normal, functioning person, and I saw them in a place I never expected to see them, with nothing, because of what alcohol did to them. And I only really connected there how much of a drug alcohol can be, that it's not just a whatever. And I can say the same thing with how slowly it snuck into my life. But when I saw that one, I decided to hold out longer. And I don't remember exactly when it happened. It was around 3 to 4 weeks, maybe 21 days, where it was as though everything lifted. It was like coming kind of out of like a depressed state where I didn't even think about alcohol anymore. Not that I was like thinking about it all the time, but I definitely was. When I thought of alcohol, I just kind of went, why would I? When we go out to a restaurant, I'd rather be with my family. When I get back from work and I'm stressed, I'd rather have a good conversation. And one of the things I found was I quit talking about work. I would get home and I wouldn't even be stressed. And I'd seen a couple of videos on how drinking actually makes you more depressed the next day. Yes, it's a depressant, but it also kind of lowers your quotient for happiness. And I'm probably completely butchering what it's meant to say. But what I definitely noticed is that after about 21 days, I never had that feeling around that same time every night where it was kind of almost like bringing me down and only alcohol would bring it up. It just disappeared. And now I feel good. And I don't think about it. And after that 21 days, during that 21 days, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I don't know. During that time, there was always kind of this thought of well, I'd like to have another one, and I'd like to just be able to casually enjoy it. And after that, I realized there's a part of me that still does, then there's a bigger part of me that says, why would I? I see the benefits. Every time I ask myself, would it make this experience better, I think no. I don't want to run from my problems. I want to face them. Every time I think about it, I go, why would I put myself back in that situation where I have to come out of that? And it's still to this day, a couple weeks later, since that happened, everything has been lighter since that kind of 21 day mark. And I don't know how to explain it, but it's just been so much better. I sleep better, I deal with stress better, and I don't think unless I would have taken a genuine break, a month break, that I would have ever experienced it. Because I had taken week breaks here, few day breaks here, 2 week breaks here, but I don't think it was until I crossed some sort of imaginary line where it was oh, I feel so much better. I don't want that in my life. So that's where I'm at. Whenever I still think about it, I just ask, would this make this experience better? And I think about how it's affected those people that I've seen, and I think I would like to continue not drinking. So anyway, thank you for watching. If you're interested in more content like this, please like and subscribe. I'm actually almost at 1,000 followers, and it would be amazing to cross that threshold. So thank you again for watching.